That's why he went to school.
So I think the problem is coming from the youth.
The people that rule this country, they are still the people today.
It is the youth who know well enough of today that can take charge of tomorrow. Hello, my name is Mark Miracle, and it is a delight to welcome you once again on today's episode of Youth Engage Show on Salvation TV. John Quincy Adams said, and I quote, "If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader." But the question is, over time, we've had vibrant youths who have been able to inspire people to do more, to learn more, to act more, and even become leaders in their sphere or in their environment. But the question is, we've not seen any leader yet at the political affair to become governor, president, senate president. What is the problem? What is happening? We've been hearing that we are the leaders of tomorrow. When is this tomorrow? When is this tomorrow going to be? And we have a very important guest in the house that will be helping us answer most of these questions. Sir, please, can we meet you?
Okay. Nda Onunwor by name, sir.
You're welcome to the show, sir.
Yes, sir.
The topic today is the Christian youth and politics. And I would want to ask, as a Christian youth, is it wrong for a Christian to dream to become a political leader?
Okay, the first question you asked, what's politics?
Yes.
Politics has to do with the activities and affairs of the society, of the community, of the state, of the nation.
Yeah.
Politics has to do with the activity of managing the government. Now, if a Christian is not in politics, how will he manage it? Now, we're talking about creating two laws. There are two basic, very important aspects of politics.
Yeah.
We'll take our eyes off it. Number one is the laws.
Yeah.
Without good laws, we can't have good system.
Of course.
Nelson Mandela said that you must take the people back to the school to make a great nation. Now, we have a system where education has a very poor vote.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a good leader, and everything will change. Paul Kagan, the Rwanda president, said he did two things when he came into power. He invested in the human and IT. Yeah. And what happened? Everything in Rwanda changed around. Now, if you say Christians should not go into politics, so Christians should not complain that we have a bad government. Now, if I use myself as a case study, 2011 I was a young boy. But when I came back from school, I saw, after service, I saw my cousins. They're always around the house, moving around, doing nothing. And I complained. I had a job offer in Beckerhood then, but I turned it down to be the youth leader of my community. And I asked, what do we have in the community? And they said, for now we have just the Nigerian Air Force. And we have 5 airlines. And nobody in the community is being employed. Well, we have people going to sell the spaces. So I went to the law, stating that local content law say 40% by then of every laws, every employment in the community should be given to the community. And the company, they were arguing. I said, this is the law. If the law is not obeyed, let's go to the court. And they obeyed it, and people were gainfully employed. Yeah. Now, you see people that are not Christians selling those opportunities. Yes. Now, when a Christian is in politics, you know that, number one, a believer is in politics, because the name Christian, in general, when we talk about a believer, someone that has conscience. Now, if I will talk, something happened just of late, after this election. Who is who I met who is who. And the policy they brought to the table, I said, I can't do this. Because I'm a believer, yes, I'm a Christian. Yeah. My conscience will not allow this to fly. I can't do this. If it's this, kick it out. And what they said, not be only you be Christian. But I say, yes, not be only me be Christian, but I have a law. I have a standard. Paul, Daniel proposed in his heart, said, I will not defile myself. You understand? So it's all about having the right believer to be in the right position. But if Christians are not in politics, you can't change the laws. Because we're talking about a system that must change. A system that must change. The right people must be there to carry the law. Okay, for example, if you have 10 governors that are believers in this nation, look at how that state will be. Those states will be. If we have 50 senators that are believers, it will not take them anything to pass the bills fastly. And everything, the kingdom of heaven must expand.
Okay. Then talking about Christian youth and in politics, I did go into the streets, and I want you to take a look at what the people have to say from the streets. You know, at Youth Engage Show, we do not just discuss problem. We find out ways to discuss and provide pragmatic solutions to issues that affect the youth in the society. Please do stay engaged as you go through the clip.
That's why he went to school.
So I think the problem is coming from the youth.
The people that rule this country, they are still the people today.
It is the youth who know well enough of today that can take charge of tomorrow. Hello, my name is Mark Miracle from the Youth and Guest Show on Salvation TV. Please, can I meet you, sir? What's the name?
My name is Samuel Victor.
Okay, Mr. Samuel Victor, I have a very simple question for you. From days past and years past, we've been hearing that we are the leaders of tomorrow. And I want to ask if you actually believe that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow.
Well, for the first place, I thank God for everything. But to me, it's God.
That is the leader.
Yes.
Yeah, God is a leader.
It's God.
Yeah, but we're talking about...
Because why I'm saying is God. Since I was born, the people that rule this country, they are still the people today. So that's why I'm saying it's God.
Yeah.
You understand? That's all.
Now, if you are given an opportunity and you've been shown a way to become a leader, would you embrace it?
Why not?
Then these people that have been the leader till today, they've been at the helm of affair. Do you think there's anything you can do as a person to take over from them?
My brother, is prayer.
It's prayer. Yes. Only prayers.
Only prayer. I can't fight. Okay. I can't fight because yes, I'm telling you full gospel truth. I cannot go, and it's only youth. Because I said, if any man that live without Holy Spirit is a dead man. All this, you say, about 2-3 weeks ago, election passed, and a lot of youth go and spoil. They go and die. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And now, it's only people that doesn't believe in God. You understand? Yeah. To me, if any politician come to me, say, please, can you collect this 50,000 naira? Can you go and do this to me? I'm just telling you full gospel truth. Yeah. I'll tell, sir, please, I need one of your son or one of your daughter to follow me. Sir, I will go and do that. Yeah. But if your son or your daughter doesn't come with me, honestly speaking, I will not go. Because I depend what God said I will be.
Now the final question. As a Christian, do you advise a Christian to get involved in politics?
As a real Christian, it's not necessary.
You complained that the politicians are not doing, for instance, being a politician telling you to go and kill because of election. Yes. Don't you think that as a Christian, you can wipe off all this and set a good standard in the polity?
It's possible.
So why do you think that as a Christian, you should not be involved?
You know, many Christians go there and turn to another thing. That's what I'm telling you.
So if you go there, I believe you won't turn to another thing.
If God is appointed by God, if God appoints you, it's just by calling. You understand? If God call me and say, Victor, go and change this country. Why not, my bro? But before I make a step, I'll pray over it for me to know whether maybe by that time we're having malaria, symptoms of malaria. I need to confirm very, very well before I make a move.
It's been a nice time with you. God bless you. Please, can I meet you?
My name is Queen.
And you?
From
childhood, we've been told that we are the leaders of tomorrow. I want to simply ask, do you believe in that? Do you believe that you are the leader of tomorrow?
Yes.
You believe?
Yes.
When is this tomorrow, please?
Tomorrow can be next year, it can be today, it can be tomorrow.
And
tomorrow is today.
Tomorrow is today. And you, ma?
Tomorrow is when you are finished all you're doing. Maybe your school, everything, you can lead.
Now, when you are done with school and everything, and you don't have the opportunity to lead, do you still get satisfied that your tomorrow is after school?
Of course. It's not after school. Well, any time can be your tomorrow.
Peradventure, you are done with school and you still didn't see any opportunity to become the said leader. Would you be happy?
In the other way, no. But since by today is better than my tomorrow, and my tomorrow is today, so I just feel among. It's okay.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Do you advise Christians to go into politics?
Yes, I know. And the other side, yes, I know.
Can you explain?
Yes, I know. The other side is that in the sense that we are Christians. Even in the Bible, we have leadership. Definitely, with your support. But the politics of nowadays in Nigeria are nothing to be talked about.
But do you believe as a Christian you can change the setting in the politics?
Yes. As a Christian, knowing what is good and what is bad, at least you can go in there and put things in their shape.
Peradventure, you are made a leader. Won't you change?
Won't I change?
From the things you've learned from church and in school, would you uphold them?
At least that one goes by character. It's not all about Christianity, but your character and what you believe in you will make you maybe change some kind of things to good or to bad.
Okay, it's been an awesome time with these beautiful ladies.
Yeah, I'm Precious by name. Okay. From childhood, they've been telling us that we are the leaders of tomorrow. Do you believe that you are the leader of tomorrow?
Firstly, I would say to me, I'm working towards that. But if it involves the government, I don't think so. I am not. Because the leaders of tomorrow have already been put in place. You understand? So as it stands now, in the government body, I don't think so. I'm working towards being a leader of tomorrow myself. You get?
So you've given up on the government of the day?
Right from the origin, right from the first day I was born, I don't hope on the government. I don't even intend to be the leader of this so-called government. You get?
You only want to lead in your family?
Yeah,
And
everybody.
in your street?
Everybody is a leader on his or her own lane. You get? So as it stands now, this country is up. Everything about this country I dislike. You get? Okay, let me just give for instance, how am I supposed to be the leader of tomorrow, whereby the school I'm going to does not even have at least better facilities for me to, be this leader. So as in everything about this country, bro, is up.
Are you a Christian?
Sure, I am.
Christian?
Yeah.
Do you buy the idea that Christians should go into politics?
Christians are already politicians. You get? In the church nowadays, bro, if you don't have money, just hide your face. You get? So as it stands now, Christians, they are politics. It's already existing.
Peradventure, I know you have given up on the government. Yeah. Peradventure, because miracles happen every day. Right. You see yourself in any position that avails you to lead, right. Maybe as a counselor, right. As a chairman, and you see yourself in such position miraculously. What would you do to change everything you've just lamented about now?
I will make sure that I do my best by the grace of God, because if it should be by my power, nothing will come out. You understand? Because how it used to be is that once position gets to your hand, some do their mind. You understand? So by the special grace of God, I won't change. As in, I will try my best to make sure that I believe, as in, there are many street boys on streets working for their green pastures. Why not, as in me as a leader, I will have to make sure that I provide those facilities, those equipments that will make them blow the more. You understand?
It's been a nice time with you. God bless you. And I do believe you'll be a leader someday.
All right.
Don't give up. And don't give up on the government. Right. Keep praying for them.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Welcome back to the Youth Engage Show. It was an awesome time out there in the street, I must confess. Sir, we are the leaders of tomorrow. Like you say, I asked them, you are the leader of tomorrow, you are the leader of tomorrow. The question is, when is this tomorrow? As a Christian youth, when is this tomorrow? I would want to know when this tomorrow is.
Okay, the tomorrow is now. Number one, as people preparing to take over leadership, number one, you must, first of all, prepare yourself for leadership. You must go back and prepare yourself. Look at what's not working and start working for it. Now, it's all about the relay race. No man can run the 100 meters alone. There are times they must pass the baton, and there are times the baton must be taken from them by force, but not being violent, with the laws. Now, we're talking about the leaders of tomorrow. Paul Kegan said, you can't force people, but like minds can come together to achieve what we want for tomorrow. He also made a statement, I like him because he's someone that's changed Rwanda to what it is. Now, he said you can't change what has happened in the past, you can't change the accident, but we have power to change tomorrow. Now, when we're talking about the voting strength of this nation, the youth has more. So if the youth are talking about leaders of tomorrow, if we're talking about 2023, now we have to start now. We'll not talk about 2023 and we'll go back by 2022, we'll start preparing. No.
Sir, to cut you short, talking about the youth having the strength, Do you know that if I have the economic power of a state, I can control everything that has to do with that state, including what the youth says yes to and what the youth says no to.
Yeah.
And this is what our octogenarians have been using to hold the youth band, the economic power.
Yeah.
So how will the youth break into the economic power? Because if I have the money, if a youth has the money, you wouldn't give a youth 5,000, 1,000 to come and rig the election for, instead of charting his own course to become a leader.
That's what I just said. I said when you have principles, 5,000 is for 4 years. But when you have a youth that is a governor that's passed through the street, he's coming back to give back what it is. If the youths don't take over, we have this system, analog and digital. Let me say we're running the analog system now. When the youths come to play, the youths are enlightened to digital. You can't tell someone that did not go to school to fast track the education sector. You can't tell someone that doesn't know anything about IT to invest in IT. So the youths we are leaders of tomorrow, we must have that confidence that it's time for us to take over. Not tomorrow. The tomorrow is now. We're talking about 2023 is now. We're talking about 2027 is now. If we have a program, I say they came together as like minds. I think he's 61 now, but they came together as like minds 25 years ago. They said Rwanda must move forward. And Rwanda must move forward. How did they came together? Okay, I'm not being the president, you will be the president. Remember, he was a former military general. He was a former military general. We have generals that have ruled, but he came with his principles and laws. Putting the law, when we have youth at legislators, you see some students will not be complaining of scholarship. We have a system whereby people pay hell. But it's not supposed to be like that. If you have a youth that is a leader, you have a youth that is a Senate president, he will know that there are laws you must veto, not even waiting for the executive to put in place.
We've had, over time, we've had youth, we've had some senators, we know them to be Christians, we know the churches they belong to. That is why sometimes I want to talk aside this Christianity in quotes, because Christianity is all about who Christ is to you, who God is to you, because some people profess to be Christians and they are not Christian. As Christians, they present themselves to us that they will do this, they will do that, they get to these places and they change over the night. If you heard the two ladies I interviewed, they said that it's all about a Christian becoming a Christian. Now, is it that when they get to the hem of affair, would they do what they profess to do during their camp? As a Christian, when you get there, would you uphold what you learned in church and in schools? So what
if you don't have a father you listen to, as a believer, you tend to make a lot of mistakes. There are times that you see believers going through this because they don't have standards for living. Okay, we had a very good House of Rep member. He's not a believer from Kano. Then he moved among the people that stopped Obasanjo third term, Farouk Lawal. But he lacked what? Integrity. When it was open, he sold out. Now, number one thing that you must have standard of living. Why am I going into politics? Am I going into politics to join them to share money, or am I going to politics to make change? If you check out Galatians and say, the life I live, not I, but Christ lives in me. If Christ cannot do this thing, why will I do it as a believer? But most people, when they go there, they are carried away. They don't even go back to their bases. They don't even come to church again. I think which country? The president is an usher currently. You see him serving. When the president of a church is an usher, then check out the laws in those churches. That means the laws in those countries will be moved by the policies of the church. You can't see people talk.
The question still remains how to get in there.
How to get in there? Now you from the first place, how do I get? You register in a political party by the leading of the Holy Spirit. You register in a political party and you start following them. But know that politics is not a career. You must have something you're doing. You will not just leave everything and go into politics and long run you just start.
We do have to take a short break and we'll be back in a jiffy. Do stay engaged. God bless you.
Your actions will determine whether you will win or lose in life. To win in the conquest of life, whether ministry, career, health, business, family, or relationships, you must carry out some self-mastery or extremely skillful actions. In the Master Strokes for Winning by David Ibiomi, you'll find keys to winning in life. These set of skillful actions include dedication, determination, diligence, sacrifice, For you to have an outstanding success in life, receive his offer of timeless but time-tested wisdom that is calibrated and inscribed in the pages of this book just for you. Visit the Knowledge Center today and grab your copy or order online at www.smhos.org/store. Masterstroke for Winning by David Ibiomi. Grab your copy today.
You're welcome back from the short break. Sir, as a believer who ventured into politics at such a young age, what were your experience concerning political godfatherism and corruption in the polity? You know, this godfatherism in quote is not biblical, but people tend to use it to do what they want to do in politics. Oh, this is my boss, this is my godfather, this is my godfather. The Bible does not support that, but as youth, Christian youth for that matter, how have you been able, what is your challenge, what has been your experience, so that the ones watching out there would learn from it and know how to build upon it?
Okay, I could remember 2011, and immediately before the election and after the election, this question of godfatherism came up. I said, who is your godfather? And I remember I said, God is my godfather. So I have a father, but God is my godfather. So if you want to be my godfather, you take God out of it. I know there's one time an appointment was supposed to be given to me, but this aspect of godfatherism came on board. I said, no, if that's the case, go ahead with it, because I can't take what belongs to God and give to you. I look, God is my godfather, that's fine now, and they know me for that. And when it has to do with corruption, that one is standard. It's a no-go area. I don't give, I don't take bribe. It's a standard. I will not give, I will not take. I will not give you to vote for me. If you want to vote for me, you vote for me, that I'm coming to change a system that is dying. Then if I give you, why most people can't do anything when they give out money? They go to the bank and take loan and give you to vote. At the long run, when they get into power, they start paying back all those loans. They can't do anything. Me as a councillor, I was able to do something. Till date, I still said, if any councillor has done half of what I've done as I served as a councillor, I resign from politics.
Could you please paint the picture of how the menace of godfatherism looks like in politics today?
Oh, the picture is something that if you don't have a godfather, they will say you're not going anywhere. But once you have faith and you have God, okay, let me say, you see in Lagos, we have one man. Every person, if this man does not approve, you'll not be a governor.
Yes.
You see a governor that is doing well, that's supposed to go back to power.
Don't break through to such persons,
yeah, if you don't,
then you are as good as nothing in politics.
Nothing. But of late, as is it last weekend, one of the governors came up and said, enough is enough. Lagosians, you have 6 million votes. Now you need somebody to be your godfather to come back. Why not go back to the 5 million people that did not vote during this election and start from now and start campaigning to them?
There are several youths out there from different churches in every part of Nigeria and other countries in Africa and other parts of the world watching this program now. And as Christian, and I think they will want to do well in politics, but they need to break these jinx of godfatherism.
Yeah.
Because once you are able to break it, it's as if you're breaking a very huge gate now standing before you. But I want you now to bring in the scriptural aspect where one could apply to break this, because I know Pastor David Ibiomi has given us instances.
Yeah.
I want you to speak from the scriptural aspect.
Okay. Daniel came on board, and Daniel said he's not going to defile himself with the king's meat.
Of course.
I know they ganged up against Daniel, and what happened? At the end, the truth proceeded. Now, if you want to break this principle, you must know, and you have this standard and say, no, I'm not going to bow. Being a God, somebody is your godfather, that means you're bound to another God. I know we have a jealous God. The moment you bow to another God, God steps aside and allow the man to do. And you know, wherever a man's hand stops, that's where your lifting will stop. In godfatherism, your godfather will come and tell you, you're not going to contest for this thing. Even when you're qualified and everybody wants you, I say you're not going to do this, and it's final. You are not going to move at all. But when you have God as your godfather, you communicate to the Holy Spirit, say, go ahead. You go and contest. It does not matter what it is.
Oh, okay, so now talking about this godfatherism, this will be the last question for the day.
Okay.
We, like I said earlier on, the issue of economic power. We have this willpower. I would have, as a youth, I can have a will to become a leader tomorrow, but the power is not there. So these are two things that have to work hand in hand: willpower, the will and power.
Yeah.
Now the power, now some youth may have social powers, like they have people that mobilize things for them. You have the religious power, the church is praying for you. You have people from the church backing you, but you don't have this economic power. That brings me to ask you the last question for the day: what policies can be put in place to support the Christian youth, to support the youth, the young to run? So this dream of a Christian youth becoming the governors, Christian youth becoming the senators, become achievable.
Okay, my own policy is different. I've told myself I'm not going to run any election if I'm not prepared for it. Now election is 2023. Start from now, start preparing.
As a youth.
As a youth, start preparing. I run election. I don't go to people for money. The money I have, I've said I use it. That's what I do. Now, as a youth, money is not everything. But bring out the laws, what you want to do for your people. Whether I like it or not, out of 10 persons, 6 persons want a good government.
Yes.
4 persons looking for what they will eat now. No. What they will eat now, when you put to them and say, what I'm giving you now is not compared to the laws I'm going to make to benefit our constituency. They will see it like that. Sorry to say, I met a senior man of late that told me that political power, political appointment is like employment, and I was embarrassed. He's still in government till date. What does he mean by that? He said it's for him, and he acquires money, he steals money for his own self. But that's not it.
This shocks me to a kind of painful scenario where youths are dreaming to become leaders of tomorrow. You have some people in the Senate that has been there close to 20 years.
Now you have to go back.
Close to 20 years.
20 years and they've not done one project.
They've not done one
so
project in
their
their senatorial
and
district.
tell your people.
Tenor after tenor.
Go back and tell your
tenor
people.
after tenor, and these youths still fight to take them back there.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you that don't have standards, starvation. What I eat now and what I'll get tomorrow, which one is important? Now I need a representative that will give me laws that will benefit my area. That will come and do project. Like the senator said, if they cut off their salaries, they'll give scholarship to people. Now what they do is starve the people, so they'll come after you.
So that's very nice. And you've been watching this from the onset of this show. A morsel of meal shouldn't let you sell off your birthright. You have things to achieve in the future, so do not, because of 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira that people give to you, that you sell off your birthright. Don't you want to become the leader of tomorrow? When they give you these guns, when they give you this money, tell them to bring their own children. And as a Christian youth, our guest in the house have told us things to do and has given us instances about his life, because he had ventured into politics at the early stage in his life. You could do better. You have the chance. You have the scripture. You have God. And I would also use this opportunity to invite you to Salvation Ministries. Come to on Sundays. Our first services starts by 6 a.m. in the morning to 12:30 when we have the 5th service. Come on Thursdays. Our two awesome services, 4:30 and 6:15. You would learn things that will make you know that you are a God yourself here on earth. There is no issue of godfatherism. There is no issue of man no man. There is God for you, and I think it is about time Christians take over the polity, and I see this happening. Once again, it's been a nice time having you, sir, in the studio today, and we hopefully will invite you again in the future. It's been a nice time. Thank you. My name is Mark Miracle.
That's why he went to school. So I think the problem is coming from the youth.
The people that rule this country, they are still the people today.
It is the youth who know well enough of today that can take charge of tomorrow.